Well, let's get in Sid Khemka, Head Research, Motilal Oswal Financial Services, who joins on the show. Hi, Sid. Good morning. Well, a lot of numbers we've got overnight. From the Nifty pack itself, you had Grasim, mixed set of numbers out there because core business is struggling, but the newer businesses, the losses have come down. So your view on that, if you could tell us?
Yeah, good morning, Nigel. Glad to be on the show. I think, yes, if you see the core business, both the core segments reported weak performance led by lower than estimated profitability in both VSF as well as the chemical segments. Standalone EBITDA has declined almost 60%, which is almost 40% below our expectation. Operating profit margins was at 2.5%. Versus estimated of 4.2%. What we see is that the chemical prices continues to remain low, the caustic soda prices, and that could impact the Q1 numbers as well. And hence, we believe that the core business would not contribute meaningfully in the coming quarters. However, if you look at paints business, that is something that the market is excited about, and that is where you see that losses have come down. The business within 6 months of launch has become the third largest decorative paint brands, with the 5 of the plants started operations. The 6th one will be starting commercial operations, which is in West Bengal in the first quarter of or the first half of the current financial year FY26, which is again estimated to contribute to the overall growth. So currently we are expecting that they are about 24% of the decorative paints market capacity in India. And once that turns profitable, that could be a good contributor to the profitability. Hence, bearing the core business, which continue to remain sluggish, we believe that paints is something that could drive the stock going forward. Today, I believe stock could be under pressure and not much to cheer off from the core business. But from a long-term perspective, paints is something that the market will definitely track.
Got that. So we'll keep an eye out on this one. Sid, good morning. Good to have you here as always. Just a quick word, Sid, on what's happening with the broader market and some of the stocks which saw large moves. And I want to just get a word in on BSE. It's the best performing NSE 500 stock over a 1-year period. We put out the story, and of course others then put out as well, that the regulator is basically considering NSE's request to give them Tuesday for their expiry. So we don't know if it'll happen or not, but that was the story. Stock was down 4% yesterday. Any thoughts?
Yeah, Prashant, yeah, good to see you. So I think if you look at that is one stock which has consistently outperformed. We have been having a positive view. Q4 numbers where stellar, revenue grew about 7%. And what we are seeing is that in the derivative segment, they have been gaining market share. And they have this key expiry day on Tuesday where I think a lot of action is happening. And with NSE applying to the regulators to shift their expiry to Tuesday, that could be a big negative if the regulators were to accept. In the past, we have seen that with any changes that NSE does, BSE is also proactively moving its or plans to move its own Sensex expiry. Maybe if Nifty is moved to Tuesday, Sensex could be moved back to Thursday. So that I think market will take a look at it. But otherwise, what we see is that the core business continues to do well. We see that the last regulation where the SEBI clearly came out and said that each exchange will have only one benchmark indices on a weekly expiry. That is a very favorable regulation and augurs well for BSE's robust growth in the derivatives segment. So we continue to have a positive view. Yes, valuations are a bit expensive. Any correction and clarity on NSE's expiry plus the Sensex expiry going forward will give more clarity on the way forward.
Okay, all right. That's BSE always in focus, and let's see if we get new expiry days now.
Sid, any implications of these changes in your opinion, and more on which of these names?
Yeah, because I think so. If you look at definitely, if you look, both of these spaces are doing well. Especially if you look at the defense space, for the first time, we'll have a dedicated or a focused defense company in an benchmark index. So that goes on to show that how the sectoral mix is changing in the large caps for India. So definitely a big positive move for the entire defense space, not only for BEL, getting it included in the Sensex. And I think the structural story continues to be very positive, and we remain positive on defense. Trend, I think, yes, some sluggishness in number, but overall, long term, we remain very positive. We see that, again, aggressive growth plans across its segments, consistent growth, same store sales growth did slow down in the previous few quarters. But again, we believe that there is a huge potential, long growth runway, and with the store expansion, they're all set to achieve the high growth numbers set out going forward. So positive on both BEL as well as trend from here on.
I think the pre-open has ended and is mixed basically. Sid, thank you very much. Good speaking with you here on CNBC TV 18 this morning.